Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2, Breakfast with Bob from the Date of Challenge Roth. My name is Bob Babbitt, and I'm brought to you by HOKA Fly Human Fly, Master Spas, deboer wetsuits, Outrigger Kona Resort and Spa, stay longer, save more. And our Challenge Athletes Foundation, our next guest, Mr. Jack Moody from New Zealand, one of my favorite countries on the planet. How you doing, Jack?
I'm great, thank you, and yeah, absolute pleasure to be here.
It's such a treat to get to chat with you. You're coming on, I mean, this year has been a great year. You win Tauranga half. Third at Ironman New Zealand with the 47-minute swim 4:13, 2:42, 7:49. And then second at the Challenge Taiwan half. Great season so far. Are you happy?
Yeah, very happy. It's we have to do it a little bit differently in New Zealand because obviously our summer.
Yes.
So our race season kind of goes from December through till March, and then had a little break, and now building up for this being one of the big goals of the year, racing in Roth. So very exciting to sort of come with a bit of form and a bit of sort of races under my belt early on, and do the training and sort of turn up here. And
what for your rest of your season? What are you looking at?
So I'm actually in Europe all the way through to Nice now, so I'll be doing Ironman Worlds in Nice in 2 and a bit months. So I'll do that, and then I'll do one more race over here in Czech Republic as well. So mainly this is the big goal, and then Nice as well.
Right, and the hard part when you're from New Zealand or Australia, it's not like you can travel, I'll leave for a couple weeks, because it's such a long travel. When you have to commit. I'm going to Europe for 6 months. I'm going to the States for 6 months. So how tough is that?
It is tough. Like, I'm living out of a suitcase and a bike bag with my partner for 3 months now.
Yes.
So all the airlines are a bit freaky as we're trying to squeeze it all in and make baggage weight. It's not the glitz and glamour sport. So
So I look back and we're talking New Zealand high school national titles in 2,000 meters, 3,000 meters steeplechase, and studied mechanical engineering. How does that take you to triathlon? That sounds like a little bit of a detour.
Yeah. I mean, it was a long time ago now, so it's about 15 odd years ago. So yes, I grew up running, and it wasn't until after university that I started doing a bit of triathlon with a bunch of friends, and quickly got bitten by the bug. I'd always ridden my bike at school. Like, just New Zealanders are all born outside, so
always.
We love the beach, we love running and biking and everything. So it probably came naturally to sort of take it up, and then really just went with it after that. And I think in 2018 I turned professional and haven't really looked back since.
So what I'm looking at, 2016, you did challenge Rotorua and 5th overall behind Javier Gomez.
Yes, yeah. It was it's pretty novel. Like, the first half Ironman you do, someone like Javier Gomez turns up. So I think that was probably a big catalyst for me sort of really enjoying the sport very quickly and wanting to sort of pursue it more seriously.
What shows you that you're there, right?
Well,
that you could be a factor.
Fifth place was a little bit further back.
I know, there's probably a gap there, but still, you're in the same zip code as one of the best who's ever done it. It makes you realize, okay, maybe there's more here.
It was just inspiring to have him on the start line, to be honest. And it was very cool as a Kiwi. Obviously, he spends a lot of time in New Zealand with a New Zealand wife, so it was kind of special, and it was a way to kind of get the sport started.
Was there a race that made you feel like, okay, I could be a good pro here?
I think my first Ironman 70.3, I think I finished about 7th overall, and I outran all the pros. So I was feeling
that could do it.
Yeah.
I outran all the pros. There we go.
My swimming left a lot to be desired, and so that's been the big work on over the last, from my entire career. And it's definitely coming along, but I knew I had the run pedigree, and I know the sport's evolved a lot over the last, since I've been in it. Everyone gets faster year on year. So, it's a pretty exciting time to be in the sport.
So, and then this last year, in 2024, you win 3 challenge, 4 wins. 4 big wins last year, right? Tauranga, Challenge Taiwan, is it Gerson, and Challenge Quebec. So the four wins, that tells you you're in the ballpark.
Yeah, so I went and pursued. I won the Challenge World Series last year. So I think it was the last year they had the Challenge World Series. So I was very
focused.
Faithful. Very loyal to the Challenge family last year, which was awesome. So started racing Challenge Wanaka, and then I did Quebec, Gunsan in Korea. So really cool way to go and travel the world and experience all these different challenge races. And it's got a wicked family feel to all these races. So yeah, it was really nice.
So for somebody who's a great runner, sometimes that wetsuit is sort of nice. Not having the wetsuit, is that a little bit of a bummer for you, or you feel like you've worked enough on your swimming where it's not that big a deal?
I've worked a lot on my swimming. I knew last year with 70.3 Worlds being in New Zealand how fast the swim was going to be.
Yes.
So we doubled down on the swimming, and I joined a very competitive swim squad back home in New Zealand to sort of make sure I got my swimming up to par.
Right.
And I don't know if par's ever enough at the moment in the sport because
It keeps the ante keeps getting.
And this
crazy.
weekend will be no different. There'll be some very fast swimmers. So looking forward to the challenge, and I'll be ready to take it up.
It's interesting though. We're just talking to Andy Dritz, and he goes, I don't know if there's an overwhelming favorite here.
No,
because everybody is. You would look and go, oh, well, Sam Laidlaw, but Sam's had his issues, and everybody's sort of coming in, and I think it's going to be so wide open.
Yes, yeah, I think so the same as well. I think everyone's got some skill sets, but no one seems the overwhelming favourite by any stretch. So I think that's going to make for some awesome racing for us, but for the spectators as well.
What do you look back at as the best race you've had so far as a pro?
I don't know. I've had a lot of enjoyable memories, like this year. Winning Tauranga, which is like our New Zealand race, broke the course record there, which was quite special. It's kind of a race that hadn't been a bogey race. I've been on the podium pretty much every year, but I hadn't cracked the top spec for so long, and to actually win it and get a record was pretty special. And I don't know, any win I think you relish, and those will be the memories that I hold on to, long into when I finish my career as well.
So the fact that you've been able to travel the world, that's what's so great about this sport. Travel the world, you meet great people, you do fun homestays. What's been your favorite venue so far, or favorite place to race?
Well, I'm really looking forward to this, to be honest. This has been a massive bucket list, and the homestay experience has been amazing. The homestays I've been paired up with are just absolutely lovely, so it's been really nice to sort of integrate in with their family. So I don't know, I feel like in 3 or 4 days' time I'll say it was here.
I think you will too.
Yeah.
We come back every time we can, just because there's very few courses where every part of it is unique. Where you swim, you got the hot air balloons and classical music, you got Solar Hill on the bike, you've got the Finnish stadium behind us that was an empty lot 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's every part of this race is pretty epic.
Yeah, and I've only seen pictures from home, and I've had friends experience it, and no one speaks English. It's just they speak with it in the highest regard.
Yes.
So I want to be part of that.
So growing up in New Zealand with the heritage of outdoor, but also the heritage of legendary Olympians in running, was there early on were you thinking of trying to go to the Olympics?
I think when I was at high school, a lot like my friend group, we all had aspirations of going to the States for scholarships for running.
Right.
Realistically, I wasn't fast enough. So I was close, and my friends were closer. I had the grades, and they didn't have the grades. Was how it all worked out. So we all lost out except for one. But I have no regrets in that respect. Like I was actually, just the way life turns out, I'm so grateful that I went off and studied down in Christchurch. And did an engineering degree, and then was able to find the sport later. And I think as a result, it's kept me in the sport a lot longer.
Right.
So it's worked out, fine. And there's no shortage of talent in New Zealand, and the history in running and triathlon is so rich that, it's pretty awesome.
So I'm a huge fan of the steeplechase because I think it's the most brutal thing there is. When you look at different sports, I always look at the 200 IM, 400 IM, 200 butterfly, and steeplechase. And when it comes to track, a lot of times in steeple, there's pretty brutal things that happen in the pit. Did you ever see anything that was pretty brutal?
The year I won the national title, I came flying off the water jump face first, and I still won, but I always told my coach to the day I would have got the New Zealand record if I hadn't fallen, but I think I was going to be short anyway, but I'll tell him that, till his grave.
There's something about that event. I remember I was interviewing this guy, Tom Hunt, who was the American record holder, 10,000 meters, says, the thing that's different about steeple, if you're running, you might fade. But if you're doing steeple, 1 second you're feeling great, the next second a piano's on your back, and you're done. True?
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to have the energy to get over them time and time again.
Yeah. And then people don't get it that the hurdle that you guys go over, it's not one of those ones that you hit it and it goes down. If you hit it, you're done.
I've got some scars.
You do have some scars.
Yeah.
How did you end up doing steeple? It's like steeple's one of those things that people who end up doing it are a little different breed.
I don't know why I started it. I think I was running 3,000, 15s, and
Yes.
in New Zealand we do the 2,000 meter steeples when you're a school kid, so
Okay.
maybe it was more palatable.
Yes.
Rather than 3,000, because 3,000 is
That's
a bit
a
of a different
long-ass way
beast.
to go.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's why I
yeah,
didn't last as long in the 3,000. Yeah. But yeah, I think any sport, if you find success in it early, I think your hunger for it grows pretty quickly. Yeah.
So when I look at the splits from a place New Zealand, when you go 47, 413, 242, 749, that puts you in a position to win here, right? This is a fast course, but there's no weakness in your game.
No,
right?
It was cool. Like all three of us broke the New Zealand record
Yeah.
this year at Ironman New Zealand, and I put myself in a position to win with Mike Phillips, who ended up winning and ended up third. Joe Skipper came past me in the flying.
Oh, I remember that
flying
towards
last,
the end.
Yeah,
Did
flying
he get
last
you?
kilometer.
Did he get you the last K or so?
Last K, just down the downhill into town, out where the HOKA stand was last year
Yes.
for 70.3 Worlds. He didn't catch me napping. He caught me absolutely exhausted.
Right.
Yeah, pretty memorable finish, and hopefully I can get one back on him this weekend.
Well, and being on the podium in your home country, that's pretty special.
Yeah, and it was probably my first really big nudge at Ironman New Zealand, so it was cool to be right at the pointy end of it and qualify for Worlds as well.
So you already qualified for Worlds for both, for full and...
Only for the full. I'm not going to do the half this year.
Okay.
It's time to go home to New Zealand. Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough part. I always felt for Cam Brown having to be ready in March, which means you're training in December and maybe November.
Yeah.
And then be ready in October to go try to win Kona. I mean, he got second, but you're just not you can't peak that many times in a year, and you can't maintain a peak for that from March to October is just too much.
Yeah, so we double season. So we wind down after March, and then we start building back up again.
Okay.
For exactly that reason, because it's such a long year now.
Such a long year.
You've only got so many matches to burn.
Yes, no question about it. What is it about this sport that you love so much? Obviously, you could go be an engineer somewhere and make really good dollars, but you're still traveling the world doing this fun sport.
Yeah, I think I'm just a sucker for punishment. No, it is very enjoyable. It's definitely addictive, and just to be able to go out and ride your bike each day and run, and the people you meet, the community.
Yes.
It's a pretty awesome sport to be a part of. I don't think there's any sort of ego attached with it, so
Right.
I think it's really nice.
It's just one of those things that sometimes you pinch yourself and you go, okay, I have to go to the pool and swim, or I've got to go ride my bike, and it's beautiful, right?
Totally. Like I have a 4:30 alarm to get to swimming most mornings, and you're like, oh, this sucks. But actually, it could be so much worse.
Much worse.
Yeah,
you could be in a cubicle
exactly,
somewhere doing something like that.
Of course.
And the nice thing is you can always do that. You've got the degree. You can fall back on that whenever you want. And I'm guessing you want to do this for as long as you can.
Oh, totally. Yeah, maybe not as long as Brownie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least for a few more years.
I love it. Jack, thank you for taking time to
thank
chat.
you very much.
Such a treat to get to meet you, and have a great one. Hopefully we'll chat with you after race.
Lovely. Thank you very much for having me on.
I love it. Jack Moody has been our guest. Again, everybody, Challenge Roth Day 2. Hold on. We'll be right back.